Maurice and Odie gonna take over like Zach and Cody. Black and Snerdy is the best podcast, gonna boom like Wile E. Coyote. Gonna make magic, they move like they hairy. Ain't talking about mental health, no, it's not scary. You know that she coming up with the astrology. Mo got a comic and that's the best policy. Maurice the goat, talking about animation cause you know. Odie, she moving wavy like the boat. Watching some movies and she taking notes. Yeah, kick back, listen. Black and Snerdy have risen. Upload on a mission. 5 stars, never dissing. Black and Snerdy, ooh. Black and Snerdy, yeah. Black and Snerdy.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Black and Snerdy podcast, the only podcast where two sexy black nerds get together to shoot the shit. I am Mo, aka Kid Licorish.
And I'm Odie.
And together we are the aforementioned Snerds here on episode 175 of the Black and Snerdy podcast. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. I'm a little bit tired. My back hurts. I'm old. I don't know what to tell you. Like, my body is failing me at every which turn. I feel like I'm starting to get like pins and needles in my foot every now and then.
Well, perhaps you should drink more water and walk around.
I drink so much water.
But you also drink a lot of Kool-Aid and with added sugar to it.
Yes, I do. Yeah, that is correct.
So,
But I offset that with all the water that I drink.
no such thing as offsetting the sugar.
Offset? Who? What I'm drinking the water to coop.
No.
Yes.
That does not help.
Yeah. Yeah, how I've already asked you how you're doing.
Yeah.
Did you want to elaborate how your week been? How things have been going for you?
Well, I'm very happy. Well, happy Valentine's Day.
I don't have a specific Valentine's Day drop of some kind.
You get the drop from
What, JoJo Pose?
No, Outcast. Andre 2000.
Oh, roses? Oh, happy Valentine's. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. How about to say
Happy
roses?
Valentine's, happy Valentine's. Yeah, no, it was Valentine's Day weekend. That was really fun. We had a great night out.
Mhm.
I love Valentine's Day. I think that it's a great day to remind the people that you love and care about that you love and care about them. And I think it's good that we have a day specific to that where you like, it's not about like the gifts or anything like that. I feel like that's, obviously an added bonus or whatever because you like getting presents. But I think it's the intentionality behind the thing.
Sure.
Just letting the people you love, the people that you love know that you care about them.
Mm-hmm.
Because I remember like when I was little, my mom we used to always wake up and she would have a little card and a little box of Valentine's candy for us. Like always just it's like it's nice to be sweet. It's good.
Yeah.
You should be being sweet all year round.
Sure.
I think that Valentine's Day should not be the only day you're going on a date. It's not the only day that you're saying I love you. Cooking a special dinner or having a special moment with the people that you love.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's nice that we dedicate a day to doing that because I think it sometimes you can forget throughout the year about like all those great things about the people in your life, whether it's your friends, your children, your partner, whomever. And just like we have like Christmas as a day to remind it, like Christmas season, you're reminding everyone about the importance of being grateful and loving and caring and community. And I think Valentine's Day is a similar type of vibe. So
Sure.
It's always been one of my favorites. And I had a baby shower. We went to a baby shower this weekend, which was nice. It's always great to celebrate, new life coming into the world.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been, I think, a good past few days, and we are off this week.
Yes.
So
That is something worthy of celebration.
If anything, if I could be
Sorry, kids. You're going to have to look after yourselves. You're going to have to run around your parents' houses, getting into all types of shenanigans. So, sorry, you can't bother the teachers this week. You can't scream and say 6, 7 like all the time. And
be filleting mini water bottles in class.
Is that what kids are doing?
That happened this past week.
Filleting a water bottle.
A little boy, an 8th grader, took his water bottle, and I feel like we were in art class. I don't even remember. No, we weren't in art class. They were doing like this iReady, which is like to help with math and reading or whatever. This is all you have to do. You get on the computer, sign on, do whatever little lessons. Very simple, very easy. He has this little mini water bottle from lunch. He puts it on his desk, and he first he kept putting it in his mouth.
Sure.
And I'm always like, stop putting stuff in your mouth. You're gonna choke on it. I don't want to have to deal with that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I see him doing this, and then it escalates from him just putting it in his mouth to he puts it in his mouth, he pops it out and goes, oh, it pops out just like a dildo. And then, of course, because no one's paying attention to him or
dildos don't pop out
besides me.
That's not what they do.
Then he puts it back. He puts it on his desk, and he goes, "Oh, it's a BBC." And then he fucking filleting the mini water bottle in class, and it's one of those things where I'm like, I don't know how.
Did he get written up? Did you give him any demerits?
We don't have demerits, and you can't do anything to the kids to make them actually have any form of consequence or it's corporal punishment. So I just was like, can you stop? Like, relax. And it's like, you don't want to bring attention to it because it was at that point, nobody was paying attention to him.
Yeah.
Which is why I think he kept escalating. He just wanted the attention.
Yeah, of course.
So it's the hard thing to go between.
No, I think that bottle was the hard thing.
Okay. Of like getting him to stop while also not drawing attention.
Sure.
Because then that's going to make him want to do more shit.
Sure. You have to shut it down preemptively.
But it's just fucking, they just be so annoying. The way that they just be doing stuff. And
I think the internet was the worst invention.
Honestly, well, okay.
For this generation.
Obviously, in this instance, yeah, he's talking about like internet porn.
Well,
so,
yeah.
Like, but I think even without.
But that's such a very specific
the things
niche. It's not like you just said, oh, this is a dick. Like he said BBC.
I can't even use the BBC as like a credible source in class.
Because they all know.
Because the kids are like, the last time I tried, we were watching a video on like maps or something like that. And I used BBC because they had a really good video about like, I don't know, maps of Mesopotamia or something like that. This is 6th grade, mind you. So we're done, and then one of the little boys is like laughing, BBC, ha ha ha. But the thing is, all the kids don't know what the BBC is or a BBC is. Yeah. So now it's like, I'm not going to explain that. I'm like, can you knock it off? Because, of course, the kids, they don't realize that you are a person who lives a real life outside of school. Mm-hmm. So they'll be saying things that they don't think you know. Like the other one time, they were trying to like dap me up, and they were like, "You know how to dap? Oh my god, Miss eBay knows how to dap. Oh my god!" And they'll be saying things and doing things. So I'm like, I know what you're talking about. Like, what time?
Well, children's brains aren't developed outside. Children are notoriously selfish.
Yeah.
Selfish. They are selfish, self-centered creatures.
So they don't think anyone knows.
They don't really think about
them.
the outside world. They don't think about the realm outside of what's immediately in front of them or past like their specific frame of reference. They're still developing. They're still growing.
What's the name of the anime that I like that we start? It's the
Kill la Kill?
Yes. The one where they have the like sexy outfit?
Yes.
So one time,
I mean, it's not the only anime with the sexy outfits,
no, but like, that's like the main one.
It's like half anime has sexy outfits, but it is the one that's specifically where the outfit is a sentient being, and is used
and I feel like
for
it
fighting.
Gets sexier as like it gets sexier.
Yes, it does. That's part of the whole thing. It becomes.
But one of the
skimpier
kids,
as it gets more powerful.
I guess they thought that I wasn't gonna know what it was. And we're working on some project, and he's like, something like, "Oh, you should dress them up like Kill la Kill." And I was like, "We are absolutely not doing that.
Mhm.
Get yourself together." And they were so shocked that I knew what that was. But I'm like, you are not the only one with the internet. God, they're always, it's just like, you guys are always just so oblivious.
Yeah, that's their job. Their job is to be oblivious, and your job is to fill in those oblivious gaps. Obviously not with like those type
I
of
wish it just
information, but you are supposed to give them a well-rounded education,
Yes,
so
for
that
sure.
as they grow and develop into actual human beings that matter, then they will have a fully fleshed out personality and
Yeah.
worldview.
I just wish that I didn't have to. There's so much gross humor that, like, I feel like for us,
I mean, that's kids of any generation.
No, yeah, of
Like,
course.
there's
for us,
always
the things were gross.
for us. We had Ren and Stimpy,
But I think that
and
we
you
didn't
know,
have, when I
gross
say
out
gross,
bullshit,
I'm not
cow
talking
and
about
chicken.
like farts and stuff like that. I'm talking about like sexually gross. Like, because the thing is, I remember in middle school when some boys in the class, like, of course, we were all friends on AIM or whatever, and they were sending around this video that was called, like, it was something lemonade, right?
Lemonade Party?
It might have been Lemonade Party.
Was it
You
old
open
people?
it up and it's old people.
Yeah.
And that
Lemonade
was
Party.
that was the thing. But
Sorry, Lemon Party. My bad. Lemon
And
Party.
I remember that
Lemonade Party is
something very
what
different
I
than that.
imagine will be, you know, Beyonce in 20, 30 years from now. Her album, Lemonade.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't think
sexual reference?
you don't think Beyonce and Jay-Z will be active in old age?
Sexually or musically?
Both.
Well, yeah, sure.
Maybe they be dropping a cipher while
Oh God.
they drop and
We're
drown.
gonna have orgasms album.
Well, her love is on top.
Anyway, yes, that was terrible. But I feel like I remember the most raunchy thing that a kid said in class that I can like remember was in 8th grade. This boy, Alex, he raised his hand to ask our teacher in science if he had a roach clip.
Mm-hmm.
I did not know what a roach clip was.
Sure.
This was something I had to go home and ask my mom. She explained, so I understood why. But it's another one of those things where he didn't think the teacher would know. And so it was like one of those, I'm going to say this thing that I just found out because it's super raunchy and cool. And then I'm going to say it to the teacher and they're not going to know. We're going to laugh because we know. But the teacher did know. So, and you got in trouble. But like now it's like, it's so sexual because they have so much access. We had access to porn online, but now it's so much.
It was not as free and readily available.
Yeah.
Like we had dial up. Like we had to wait ages for just a website to load.
And I was always really afraid to click
let alone any videos.
I was afraid to click on the videos because they always had so many pop-ups.
Yeah, me too. Like, but ad blocker nowadays is a godsend. That actually might be the best invention
because
of our century. Ad blockers.
One time
it would be, and it wouldn't. Sometimes it would be suggestive in nature related to the website, and sometimes it would just be the spank the monkey game or whack-a-mole, and you can win $100 or a new iPad, not iPad, laptop. Back then,
one time I was using my dad's
iPads.
I was using my dad's work computer, his IBM work computer,
and
I logged into my little Yahoo account. I think it was my Harriet Potter Yahoo account. And I clicked on one of the little links and it just started just everywhere. And I was so nervous that I couldn't get him out. So I didn't say anything. I just turned the computer off.
Yeah, there you go.
And then when I turned it back on, he was like, it was his work computer. So he could have had work on there. And he was like, who shut down this computer? And neither of us said anything. And so then he was like, okay, well, now nobody gets used to that. And my sister, I know my sister was mad, but you know what? Shout out to her. She did not say anything, but she knew it was me. So I'm sure she was probably fuming.
She was probably very upset.
She like can't use, because we didn't have the internet readily at my mom's house.
Sure.
We did at my dad's. And so it was like, I get to use this freaking internet and I can't because you're dumbass.
Yeah.
But the pop-ups are too much.
Yeah, it was like that with me. Although it wasn't even pop-ups. First off, this is my fault. I will openly admit that this is my fault. We had our main computer in the basement at this point. And this was during high school. My computer was set up to have a second disk drive, and I had a side hustle going, making mix CDs for people.
Yeah.
Sometimes it would be mix CDs. Sometimes I would burn like Fabulous's album or something, so that nobody wanted to go to Sam Goody to buy it if they could just. Nobody wanted to spend $15 on Get Rich or Die Trying, but they would pay $5 for Get Rich or Die Trying from me.
You never got.
I had a nice side hustle going.
Good thing you didn't get like LimeWired, where they were. What is it called? What was the first one? Napster.
Yeah. No. This was after Napster. This was LimeWire. I used to pop around between LimeWire and BearShare.
Oh, BearShare, yeah.
Yeah. And so I thought myself the enterprising young man, and I would run this program to download these songs, right? While also downloading
porn.
Yeah. And one particular morning, because my mom and Travis's stepdad would trade off each day taking us to school. One day I'm trying to hurry up and burn the CD, and I'm also burning Booty Talk 17 or some bullshit like that. Like, I'm trying to download it and stuff. And I get the CD out, go upstairs. What I forgot to do is shut down the computer. So when I get home, my mom is like, all I want to do is use the computer to get my work done, but all I see when I turn this monitor on is just ass. Is that what you be doing on this computer all day? Just ass? And I'm like, no.
You know how
not all day.
What I used to do when I realized you could download porn from like LimeWire and stuff, I would only do the previews because it was a shorter amount. It'd be like a minute and a half. It would be a short amount, but I didn't need that much. So I'm like, I can have this without it being like, oh, I'm downloading the full thing. So if anyone asks,
this actually might explain our viewing habits, because you are more susceptible to TikTok, whereas I'm more susceptible to YouTube and long form stories and stuff.
Well, I like long form stories. I don't need long form sex videos. I didn't need it. I'm not gonna watch a 45-minute video about them fucking with bad weaves and nails and shit. No, I needed the 1 to 2 minutes. Maybe sometimes it'd be longer. And if you have a bunch of them, it's kind of like
so much great material cut out.
Creating a compilation.
That's like the equivalent of only watching Marvel's Infinity War, but just the trailer, and being like, oh, I got everything I needed.
I did. I got
you
it.
Don't get them in space. You don't get you don't get the special weird moment when the women are all lined up in one specific spot on the battlefield. I'm sorry, I'm talking about Endgame, not Infinity War.
If I was watching that, it would be the equivalent of, okay, Infinity War is the first one, or
Infinity War is the first one, then it's Endgame.
So, oh no, let me think about Endgame. Say I was doing that with Endgame, all I would be needed to do is to capture the part where he goes on your left and see that whole scene. That's what I'm here for. I don't need the rest of it. I'm here for the.
You lose so much context,
because I would be like, one, I'm not, for the majority of it, I'm gonna probably be like, I don't
miss the time travel element. You miss,
you do miss a lot. But I got
You missed
what
Captain
I
America turning into Joe
needed.
Biden.
I got what I needed. Okay,
Right.
on your left, and they come out of the little spinning wheel.
Sure.
Everybody,
Just like you.
Exactly. That's all I needed. I didn't need anything else. You know, I don't have the. It was like, and also I didn't. I never had any sort of sexual encounters. So like, I was very I was not very naive of what was happening.
Mhm.
So really, so much could have been. It could have been the barest minimum, and I'd be like, "Oh my god, this is great." You know, it was better than Skin and Max, where they were just rubbing mounds.
Yeah, I will admit that. Like, this is the hardest thing to say. We had it rough. We, as growing up people, had it rough because all we had access to were maybe the real sex on HBO. But
real sex, I feel like was great for us to have because
there was an educational component.
It was the educational component. Like, yeah, sometimes I'd be watching it and I'd be like, there is no sex going on.
There's nothing. No, it's just two weirdos walking around naked in a nudist colony. And it's like, not even like just random regular people.
People going to like blowing up balloons and latex things. But then they also had like pussy eating workshops.
Yeah, I do remember that
mangoes
one. Yeah.
And the Punani poets. It was like a very varied experience, which I feel like gave me insight to things and understanding that like sex, it wasn't just the action of the sexual encounter.
It's a whole
There's so
spectrum.
much more to it.
Sure.
Yeah. So I mean, these kids now, they're just getting fucking BBC compilations and Pogs and SBWs or whatever. They're not getting. There's no nuance. The fucking Island Boys and bullshit.
We've been watching a documentary on YouTube. I started watching it and I put it on the main TV of the downfall of the Island Boys. If you recall, a few years ago, there were these two knucklehead twins who looked terrible and had the worst Kodak Black style hair. And they had a
very famous song. I'm an island boy.
I love an islander. It was terrible. It was not good. They had their 15 minutes of fame and they squandered it in the most brilliant, disgusting, crazy, ridiculous ways.
Incest. Who doesn't love it? I'm so, you know what? I don't know who has done this. I don't know if it's those folks in the Epstein files, but the amount of incest content or like taboo content that has come up, I feel like the taboo family and the like, there was always like, not underage, but like young girl,
barely legal,
barely legal,
yeah. Barely legal was always a thing.
I'm the boy who like fucks his stepmom or his teacher or something like that.
Or step parents or step bros.
But I fucking hate
What are you doing, step brother?
I hate it so much. And I really feel like this is some kind of...
That's every one of them. It's just like, you're my stepson.
I feel like, and I hate to be like an old conspiracy theorist, but in some way, I'm like, are they trying to desensitize us to this idea? Because first we had Clueless. It started off with Clueless, where she fucking is dating her stepbrother, and none of us thought it was weird until now when we were like got older. Like, hey, what was going on there? But now all this, and you think about the people who are most likely on like Pornhub or whatever, they're gonna be young. Of course, lots of adults, but they're gonna be young. And I just feel like the amount of taboo family and barely legal, MILF, DILF, whatever, it's just disgust. And I hate it. And it's so hard to go It's like you go on the websites and it's like, these are the most popular in the US. And now I'm like, why don't show me that, because now you've completely thrown me off. Okay, that's why Twitter is great, because Twitter has a good population of porn that you want to look at. It's nice, it's classy, I don't know why we have to deal with these shenanigans. And if I don't want to be like some kind of puritanical judge or whatever, but I think those sort of porn should be illegal. In some places, I think like the UK, they have a lot of like strict rules around porn. Like you can't, like, I remember a few years ago.
Oh, did you know that in Georgia you can't access?
Yeah, a lot of places in Georgia, in North Carolina, in Texas, you can't.
Wait, in North Carolina you can't?
Yeah, why does that matter? Why does that matter?
Really? Not in North Carolina?
Were you having plans to be binge watching?
We're supposed to be traveling to North Carolina soon. I was not aware of this.
I feel like you'll be okay for a week if you're not watching whatever SB Pod.
It's not. It's
25.
First off, it's not that. It's just. It's always
Richard
nice
Mann
to at
and the
least
Bros.
have the option. It's not something I plan around. It's just nice to have the option.
Well, plenty of places have been banning it, but I don't think it should all be banned. I think just be like the UK. You can't have like I know a few years ago squirting that was like being banned because they said it's urine, and I'm like, I don't have a problem with that. Ban it. I don't have a problem with that. I don't think we should be encouraging the certain kinks. And I know we say no kink shaming. I'm gonna kink shame a little bit.
Why kink shame that?
Pee?
Is that urine?
Urine is pee, yes.
No, yes, urine is pee. But like squirting is.
Oh no, squirting is not pee, but they said because it could have traces. I don't think squirting should be banned. I'm talking about pee should be banned.
Oh, okay. Sorry, you weren't clear on that.
Sorry. Yes. No. Keep the squirting. That's fine.
Yeah.
But also, is it squirting or are you peeing? Because some of these ones, I really don't think they know the difference. I feel like they're just letting go, being free and clear, and calling it that because it's a super high, like, trafficked content.
I think you're right, because like normally I'm looking up like 2025 year in review as far as like the locations for the specific terms for different locations and stuff. And there are large swaths of America that are just blacked out. And I'm assuming that's because they don't allow it in their state. That is,
I don't know if that's a good say that it's not allowed in the state.
But then why else would there be big swaths of the country blacked out?
This is not at all what we meant to talk about, but
it is not. We are far off from.
Where's porn banned in the U.S.? Because I think it's a. All right.
This isn't even remotely close to what we were.
All right now
we had a whole episode planned.
Well, maybe actually pull up what you have.
Give me a second. Let me just put something on the drops.
Because I brought up where because Pornhub says that it's blocked visitors in a third of the U.S. states, and I think that this map is very similar to yours. Montana, Idaho, Utah, Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, Kentucky, and Indiana.
That is
a little bit upsetting.
Which one is Horny Grandma?
Horny Grandma?
It's under Washington.
That's Oregon.
Of course it is.
Yeah. Of course, New York's most top relative search is Dominican.
Oh, Dominican.
Yes.
That's surprising.
Pennsylvania is odd because it's puffy nipples.
What is it?
Puffy nipples.
I'm not even going to think about looking up what that looked like.
Illinois is hairy armpits.
Hey.
Iowa's Amish. Colorado is Native American, which that tracks.
I don't know. That kind of also sounds fetishy. Like it's white people looking up Native American, not Native Americans looking up Native American.
Alaska's big women. Hawaii is American. That's incredible.
Which one is thick?
Is thick? Where do you see thick?
At the bottom next to Texas. What is that next to Louisiana?
Oh, Louisiana. Thick. THICC.
Makes sense.
Fucking hilarious.
That tracks.
Maryland is Nigerian, which is crazy to me.
But also makes sense. Maryland's little Nigeria, so that makes sense.
Is it?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that makes
Lots of
sense.
Nigerians in Maryland.
I just figured you knew all of them.
No, well, probably a lot of them. Good
because
portion.
the ones that I've met in Maryland know you.
Yeah, well, probably gonna have family at some point.
New Jersey is Jewish.
Okay, also tracks.
Connecticut is foot worship, and Maine is granny sex.
Listen. I'm not gonna be ageist. Grannies deserve love too. It's just curious that on the two opposite sides of the country, you have granny porn being the top ones.
Yeah,
good for you, grannies. What is Washington? Is it pegging?
Yeah, Washington is pegging.
Good for you, Washington.
That makes sense.
That does make sense.
Yeah.
But
West Virginia is redneck.
Also makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I
was Amish,
and
that's a category I've never seen. I don't think I've ever seen
I don't
Amish.
think that would push up in your algorithm.
But have you ever seen any Amish
porn?
Yeah.
No, I've never seen Amish porn.
Okay.
I'm sure there is some, or if at least people pretending to be Amish. I don't know, but how they get the cameras in there?
Yeah, is it actual Amish or is it role play?
I mean,
we're pretending.
That's what I want to know. How did you get the cameras in? Y'all are not supposed to have phones.
Mm-hmm.
Although I do see some Amish people when I go to the Amish market and the little trade fairs or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I see these Amish people with phones and shit. Y'all are not. What did Jebediah say? He did not say anything about no damn phone.
I thought you were about to say you've seen some attractive Amish people.
Oh, I've seen some attractive Amish people, sure.
I have not. I don't think I've ever seen an attractive Amish man or an attractive Amish woman. And I'm not saying they don't exist. I'm just saying I've never seen an attractive Amish man or woman.
I think that you probably have seen less. I've
seen old Amish
probably
people.
Seen more Amish people than you because I'm from New York.
Sure.
And I've been to Pennsylvania a lot of times. And fun fact, my senior trip was in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, which is Amish country.
Really?
Went to the Sight and Sound Museum to watch the birth of Jesus or their Easter story or some Christian play.
Okay. The last thing I did want to point out is that the top turn in Rhode Island caught. That.
So is that a lot of cuckolding in where is it? Rhode
Well,
Island?
no, I feel like that's a agreed upon thing, so you wouldn't be caught doing it. Maybe it's caught cheating.
But I think the caught one is in a way cuckolding because their fantasy is that they would catch their person having sex with someone else, and that they would that turns them on. So I feel like it's a cuck.
Then why wouldn't it just be cuck? It's caught.
Because the call, they don't want to necessarily know what's happening. It's like the voyeurs. The voyeurs who they don't necessarily want to sit in the room, but they want to see you with their little telescope. They want to look down the balcony and see somebody doing something across the way.
Sure.
I feel like that's just a different type of side to it.
Okay.
Well, happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day. Go Valentine's Day. Nothing says I love you like talking about tabs. If we zoom back, funny enough, most of Africa's top tab is ebony, which makes sense.
Although I hate African porn. I think I've said this on the show before. The bed sheets are always terrible.
Everybody's always ashy.
I've
never understood why
the bed sheets
there's
are bad.
Just so much
people are
crusty
ashy.
Lips and the
Everybody
ash webbing
looks
between
like
the hands.
They don't really want to be there. Like they're just doing this for money, and that makes me sad, and I don't like it. Because if you're not really enthused and into it, I don't want to watch it.
Yeah.
Now, I also don't want to watch it when it's like, because it's like, there's always the balance. I don't like it when people look like they're just pumping for a paycheck, but I also don't like it when they're making those terrible fake noises, which also tell me you're just doing this for a paycheck. You're not enjoying it. It's in the middle. That's why amateur porn, I think, is so popular. Because you actually know that the people are actually interested in what they're doing, and it's not just like, I'm turning the camera on for views.
But some of that is also played up.
Some of it is played
exaggerated.
Up. But I just never liked the exaggerated. Oh my god, oh, it's so amazing. Oh my god, it's big cock. I hate it. I hate it so bad. I'll put it on mute before I would. I think I listened to porn on mute for years before I actually started putting the sound on, because the way people sounded was so terrible. And it completely just turned the whole thing off. But
all right, that's 30 minutes, 35 minutes of what we've been talking about.
Welcome to Porn Talk.
Welcome to welcome to Black and Snerdy Podcast After Dark. Where we get a little raunchy.
Are you ready to jump into our pop topic?
I absolutely am ready to do that.
When you want to deal without a big deal, what you gonna pick?
Pop topics. So this past few days ago was Valentine's Day. We celebrated, we went out, we had a nice meal, we got dicked over in the
they attempted to be dicked over.
They
and not in a good way.
They did. They successfully did.
So everybody listening out there, a quick question. When you go out to eat, and if you've ever experienced like a large party tab, an automatic gratuity, or something like that, would you say that it's already on the menu when you order, or no? Because in my experience, it is. Now, we went out to eat, nice restaurant, Black owned, in Brooklyn. It was very cute, all these things. I thought the food was really good. I thought the service was very nice. But at the end of the meal, the problem was there was an added on gratuity for a large party fee. It's just the two of us. Now, I have seen places before say that, like, if you have a party of like 5 or 6 or more, or if it's after like 7 or 8 o'clock, they charge a standard fee, right? Because that's when it's probably most popular. And they want to make sure that their waiters and waitresses get the gratuity deserved to them. But this place didn't do that. They didn't write it down or anything. It wasn't until he got the bill and he's looking over it and it says large party fee. And she said, "Oh, my bad. That's on each check." And now my thing is, did she know? Because she had already made one mistake. So did she know that didn't happen and she just was hoping we didn't look? Or was she just an idiot and got confused?
I want to make myself very clear. When dining out at a restaurant, especially after the pandemic, I completely understand why restaurants would automatically include a gratuity in the bill. I completely understand why some restaurants choose to do that.
And honestly, I would say I don't actually mind that, because it takes it off you, right? Now, the only time, because I don't ever have, but if I'm going out to eat, I'm not complaining about giving a tip or whatever. I know that's a part of eating. You're taking care of the whole experience. As long as they are not an asshole, I'm not gonna balk at giving whatever the 20% might be.
My issue, as I was saying, is one, they were not upfront about saying that gratuity is already included. I have learned this the hard way several times in the last few years, especially at my old favorite bar that's no longer my favorite bar. I won't say the name of the bar. I'll tell you after
Mm-hmm.
this podcast. But I was a regular there at this bar for years. And I would always buy my standard drink, which is double well vodka on the rocks, right? I would buy maybe 2 of these a night. And then I would tip very well because I was very cool with the wait staff and the owner and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then one day, like, and they would never have an itemized bill.
Mm-hmm.
But one day it was a new waiter and he wasn't a new bartender and he wasn't hip to who I was or what have you. And they're closing me out. And he asked, like, how much do I charge? Because he bought a double. And I only had 1 double that night. And they gave the price. And I stopped and I was like, wait a minute. Why is the price different why is it 2.5? They said 2.5. Mm-hmm. They said charge 2.5. I said, wait, why is it double 2.5 instead of just 2?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I bought the single, that'd be 1. I bought a double, that's 2. Why are they charging me 2.5?
Mm-hmm. And
they gave me some bullshit explanation. And I was like, have you always been doing this? Like, yeah, we've always been doing this. I was like, why have I? So I basically have been buying like
5 drinks.
5 drinks for years. And they've been charging me that.
Yeah.
Without me knowing. And tipping on top of that.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it's about being transparent.
Yeah.
And letting me know what is being charged. If there is a included gratuity, I'm okay with that. Just let me know up front.
Yeah.
And then, if I'm being honest, if you're gonna include gratuity, like, I'm not giving you an additional gratuity.
I would never give someone an additional gratuity unless I felt like they were the most. If it was
if
like
they went above and beyond, that's one thing.
Spectacular person, or if it was like you stayed open past your time, you let me come in late.
If they literally went above and beyond, but that's not what happened.
On an average regular dinner, you better be out of your mind. And I am 100% for the people. Get your money, honey. You should be getting paid livable wages anyway. We shouldn't even have to tip you. But this is the system that we are in. So I know that I'm going to do it. Even if whether I'm at Applebee's or Nobu, I'm going to leave the appropriate tip for the meal. But just don't try to swindle me.
Yeah, don't try to hustle me.
This is the reason why I feel like technology is annoying.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you do like just they bring you the thing, they give you tap. It's not when usually on those things.
What they've started doing is having the machine, the card reader at the table. And what I've hated now is that they will have the card reader at the table and they'll just stand there as you fill out everything, including standing there while you're deciding what gratuity you're going to give.
If you stand over
and
me,
I now
shoulder.
You put me in a weird position where now I have to look you in the eye and say, what are you worth right now?
Well, hey, don't stand here because regardless of whether you're standing over me or not, you're gonna get the same amount. I don't care if I'm staring you in your eyes. I'm not gonna give you a bad tip. I'm not giving you $5 on $100 meal. But I'm going to give you what the general consensus is. Like growing up, it started at 10%, then it went to 15, then it was 18, then 20. So I know I keep up with whatever the amount generally is, but you're not going to be able to like strong arm me into giving you more. So you standing there doesn't make a difference. And on those damn freaking computers, give me the itemized list so I can scroll up.
I would like an itemized list.
So then we don't have to go back and forth and you don't have to be like, oh my God, I got to go talk to my manager because now I don't know how to do this thing. Because if I can see my bill ahead of time, we will never have to go through any kind of rigmarole. Because what happens if you accidentally charge me for something? I'm going to know. And either way, I don't care if you text it to me and I can see it right now Or if I see you tomorrow, if you extra charge me for something, I'll call you back and say, give me my money back.
Yeah. Same. Yep. But having said that, that was our Valentine's Day.
The lamb chops were delicious. The lamb chops were delicious. So was the calamari.
I'm not going to shout out the
I'm not
restaurant
gonna say the name
just
of the
because
the calamari and
that
the shrimp were really
bullshit.
good.
But
We
yeah,
did get a drink on happy hour,
which
was great.
they said they had happy hour pricing when they didn't have happy hour pricing, so they gave us the happy hour
This is why
price.
I think the woman just
I knew it was a black-owned business because how much everything was charged.
But there was nothing Hennessy infused. I don't think so.
No, but it had
There was lamb
fucking
chops, oxtails.
$10 red stripes, and I'm like, if you don't get the fuck out of here.
It's a, you know.
And I didn't even get the red stripe. They gave me the fucking
prestige.
prestige. And you heard me say red stripe.
Prestige worldwide.
Prestige these nuts.
Anyway, it's Valentine's Day.
So after a lovely time out, we came back and we decided to watch a classic black movie.
Yes.
A classic romance movie.
Mhm.
A classic black romance movie. Brown Sugar.
Brown sugar, babe.
Get high on your love, I don't know how to behave. A missed opportunity to have that song in the movie.
Yeah, for sure. 100%. Should have been the theme song.
You would have thought. No, okay. For those of y'all who either have never seen the movie or it's been a while, Brown Sugar is a black romance movie that is. When does it take place? It's centered around hip hop. It's it's around a love and appreciation for hip hop. These two friends who grew up together grow up with a deep understanding and appreciation for hip hop. One of them becomes a hip hop journalist. The other one becomes a hip hop executive for a record label. And it stars
Tay Diggs
and Sanaa Lathan.
Okay, can we talk
as well as Queen Latifah and Mos Def.
Yes. Now, is it just me or is this title this poster terrible?
What do you mean?
Why is her leg crocked over him like
Oh,
giving her halfway?
I didn't even notice.
I feel like
that.
I've seen this cover.
That does look
uncomfortable.
uncomfortable. That looks like an uncomfortable position.
And I think whenever I've seen it, I thought it was
because they're black people and they love hip hop, so of course they're going to be in an unconventional way.
I think when I was younger, I always thought
it's just like how you defend that woman in Starfleet. She's unconventional. This is an unconventional love.
I always thought that he was giving her a piggyback ride. I don't think I ever looked at this poster so closely.
Oh my goodness. It's like she's trying to climb his back.
Yeah.
But he's holding her leg tenderly.
Yeah. No.
And they're both smiling at each other as they stand on one of, let's say,
Harlem.
Oh, I was gonna say this is probably Brooklyn.
No, it's not Harlem.
How do you know it's Harlem?
Because when we started the movie, they were in Harlem. You don't know the difference between
No, they're in their childhood. They were.
Yeah, and this looks like a Harlem block that doesn't look like.
But they're adults. And she was living in Brooklyn.
This does not look like a Brooklyn block.
She was living in Brooklyn.
This is Harlem.
Okay.
Who's the New Yorker out of the two of us? Who has been to Harlem and Brooklyn more
Just
times?
because you grew up in Ronkonkoma doesn't necessarily mean that you are the New Yorker.
Anyway, best
Babylon
friend grew up in
Massapequa Park,
Harlem, living and loving hip hop. As they grow up, they each get fields of their careers in music.
Mm-hmm.
She's a hip hop writer. He is an executive, a music executive.
Yeah, he's like A&R.
And so the story is unfolding of like how she's falling in love with hip hop, how they're falling in love with each other,
Mm-hmm.
or recognizing that they've always been in love and all these things.
Yes. Very classic movie. I will say Brown Sugar is my favorite Black romance movie.
Really?
Yes, it is.
Now, I will say
it combines all of my favorite things. It combines my love and appreciation for hip hop. It combines a genuine love story with two friends who grew up with each other with a shared common interest. And it involves two attractive people.
Because Tay Diggs, it's not Lathan.
He is
gorgeous.
handsome as fuck.
He is
and
handsome.
Lathan is beautiful as hell.
So I would say when growing up, this was actually one of my least favorite of the Black rom-coms that came out.
Really?
Like, if I had to compare it between Love and Basketball and like The Best Man and even The Wood, I would be like, oh, I don't know. Like, I liked it, but I liked the other ones more. But I think as an adult, my appreciation for it grew. And that might be because in some of the other ones, there's a lot more like toxic behavior.
Surprisingly, not as much toxic shit in this movie as you would think for a movie that came out during that time period. For 2002?
Peak problematic behaviors. Like, yes, some stuff was weird and stupid, right? But I also think when I think about like rom-coms, it stayed online. Like, she never, she was like single and stuff, but it wasn't as if she was like this discarded woman. She had the pick of who she wanted.
Yeah.
She just wasn't interested in some of these guys. And then she gets like, you know, this.
She gets into a relationship with Boris Kojak or
Kojo, yeah.
Kojo.
And one problem that I've had with Black, at least very recent Black love stories, is that when you see like mainstream or white rom-coms, the protagonist, she usually gets to pick between two great guys. And then you have now, because half of them are like Tyler Perry movies, but there's like one guy who's going to be like, you know, have a good career and be like really attractive, but is like terrible, mean, and awful. And then like the broke guy who's like pretty cute.
So you are talking about Tyler Perry romance.
That's what I'm saying. Like majority of them, that's like but it's like majority of them are Tyler Perry.
Let me just go on the record by saying this. I don't think Tyler Perry has ever been in a romantic relationship because I don't think he understands like compelling love.
I don't think he understands compelling anything. Or
well, he doesn't understand good writing.
If he does, he just doesn't care.
And he doesn't understand good wigs.
I mean, but the thing is also people love him. There was a woman who was telling me the other day how much she's not she's Eastern European.
Sure.
Eastern European and Muslim.
She's a Black woman?
No, Eastern European and Muslim. And she was telling me how much she loves Tyler Perry movies, the stories, how like all this stuff. And I know that so many people, like when you look, white people love the movies. Non-Americans love the movies. They love the drama. Because in a way, they're kind of like the reminiscent. They're not nearly as well done, but reminiscent to me of like Bollywood and Nollywood with like the drama. Because it was a Bollywood and a Nollywood movie.
Everything is dialed up to it's like 11.
And
there's no like nuance. Everybody is like a stereotype. Everybody is boiled down to one specific character trait.
I would say,
and that's their character
for like
trait.
the traditional ones. And more recently, like because I've shown you some that have come on like Netflix now, where they're actually like they've evolved the storytelling. Like yes, still going to be dramatic. But like you could see like how much effort is put into it. It's not just a big soap opera for 2 hours, right? And those had their place. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just that Tyler Perry movies, they've had no growth. They've been the same. He adapted them from play to movie and then never changed. So the romantic ones, they are just so overacted. They're terrible. And they just never, we don't have an equal, the Black woman never gets like equal footing to pick someone. It's always like either I'm going to pick this really wealthy guy who's an asshole or this man that just got out of jail and like sleeps behind the coffee shop. And it's like, why is that our choice?
But he's down to earth.
He's down to earth.
And he loves Jesus.
Her. He loves Jesus. He wants her to follow her career.
He drives a bus, or he's a gardener, or
it's always
he has
bullshit.
He has one of those good like blue collar jobs.
And the thing is,
I will say this. Here's the thing: there is nothing wrong with that. But I'll say this because I was thinking about this when it specifically comes to Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry is to black people what Adam Sandler is to white people.
I can see that. Yeah,
I would say
except
they track the same when it comes to like quality. Their early work we appreciated, but never grew as far as the stuff that they make. They never grew past their early work. They figured out what their niche was, and they stuck with it and milked it until the day is long.
Is Uncut Gems not him?
No, here's the thing. That's not his movie. He's the lead in that movie, but that's not an Adam Sandler
what about
movie.
Funny People?
Funny People, I believe that's a Judd Apatow movie.
Judd Apatow, yeah.
But like when it comes to like Adam Sandler, I'm talking about like Happy Gilmore and
what's the one where he's in the school? Billy Madison, yeah,
and Big Daddy,
yeah.
Like when it comes to movies that they make, they have a niche and they stick with what works and they don't grow past it. To continue this comparison,
Almost Pregnant.
What do you mean Almost Pregnant?
He made Almost Pregnant.
Who did?
Adam Sandler. He did. It was a Happy Gilmore production. Because I remember we were watching the credits.
Oh, yeah.
Why is he involved in this terrible movie? But it made sense. Because I'm sure.
Yeah, that's his production company. To continue my comparison to Tyler Perry and Adam Sandler, they both have really strong dramatic acting chops.
Yeah, for sure.
Because wasn't Tyler Perry in not Mr. Deeds?
Yeah, he was in it was called Mr. Deeds.
Well, no, there's an Adam Sandler movie
Deeds.
called Mr. Deeds.
Good.
Hey, they have deed movies. They have deed movies. So, and then also Tyler Perry was really good in Gone Girl.
Oh yeah, he was. Yeah. The thing is, Tyler Perry is not bad when he is in a non-Tyler Perry.
That's what I'm saying. Like they have acting talent and a compelling range. But what they do with what they create themselves is they stick to a specific set formula that works for them, and they don't create anything outside their wheelhouse.
Yeah. And then we get a bunch of crap.
Yeah.
But unlike those terrible Tyler Perry movies and other black rom-coms, I feel like Brown Sugar is the most to be able to withstand the test of time.
Sure,
in a lot of ways, with the longevity, because it's lack of toxicity. In general, I feel like this is a story like it's like a Harry Met Sally.
Yeah.
Right. You know, where they're friends for this long time. They maybe sometimes have thought about it, but they never really acted on it. And it takes all these extra stuff. Now, yes, there were some things that I mentioned during the movie that were dated. But in general, I'm like, yeah, this movie makes sense. And I don't feel like cringe. Because Love and Basketball, even though that's one of my favorite movies, I still am cringing over the fact that he told her to play him for his heart. And then dunked on her. That was fucking fucked up. And then
first off, she threw down the gauntlet of I will play you. And he says, what? For what? And she says, for your heart.
And the fact
at that point, you gotta bring it. You gotta bring your game.
He waits until he's out of the league injured. And she's at the height of her career doing basketball overseas and all that. Now all of a sudden you want to be with her and all that, well, because you don't have a career anymore. And then you're gonna leave your fucking fiance at the altar the next day. Did you even call her and say, "Hey, Tyra, I'm sorry, but we're not getting married"? Like, what the fuck? That was fucked up. The whole movie. I love it. I love that movie. It has one of the best soundtracks.
Yes.
Like,
really good soundtrack. But
Um,
I will say this about Love and Basketball. To me, what is funny about Love and Basketball is this idea that, like, because again, it centers around like childhood friends.
Yeah.
Like, I love this notion that you could be childhood friends and have this shared interest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's the common denominator that brings the two of you together.
Yeah, me too.
I love that.
That's what makes the story so sweet and makes you overlook all of its like other shenanigans, is that it's like these two kids who grew up together. So that means in adulthood, they know each other unlike anyone else. And I think that is something that we are all looking for, is that to be with someone that knows us, which is why when you can connect with someone from your whether it's your childhood, your teenage, your college years, in certain shared aspects, it brings you a little bit closer, because that person can understand a part of you that, like, when you reach adulthood, may not come out as much, or you may not see as much. So those are the things that connect us to make you love it. Like, I think that's why Brown Sugar in itself is such a beautiful story, is because they have this long-standing friendship. They know everything about each other, but you never have to. It's not like, they may have had any sort of awkward, oh, shouldn't we, when they were younger. But for the most part of their life, they've just been friends, and that's all they've been. And it's not like he was lying in wait, which you see a lot in these kind of movies. Like, neither one of them seem to be like pining over each other, even though it's alluded from Queen Latifah that she's always kind of been in love with Dre, but she doesn't. I don't think that's not what she's giving. It's more so like, as she's gotten older, maybe she's recognizing some things about him.
Sure.
But I think that both of them have appreciated and loved each other for so long that it's hard for them to let go of each other because they're so close.
Sure.
And then when they finally get together, it feels like great. Like, this was actually really good, even though now we had several disagreements watching this movie between the difference between the realization that they were in love and them showing that they were in love.
Okay. So here's the thing. I say that the realization that I am in love with this person did not occur until the end of the movie. Mm-hmm. And that is because when Taye Diggs is talking to Mos Def, mm-hmm. and he's listening to the radio.
You mean Yes and Bae?
He was Mos Def in this movie.
I
respect. Look, I've been a big fan of him for all of his discography.
Yeah.
And I love his music. I love his work. Mm-hmm. What I will refer to him as is Mos Def, because during this time period in this movie, he was Mos Def.
Okay.
Now, Mos Def and Taye Diggs' character were having the conversation. They were listening to the interview, and she's talking about her love of hip hop. Mm-hmm. And it is that realization that he realizes that she's talking about her love for him, and that he is hip hop, mm-hmm. which leads him to call her and go to her. That is the realization of love. Okay. Yes, earlier on they kiss. You know, like
First,
they get
kiss
a heat of the
the
moment.
day before he's supposed to get married.
Yes, they have
That's number one.
They have a heat of the moment. That's not realization of love.
Not realization. Okay, but it's a piece of it.
It's a heat of the moment.
But why would you? Okay, but why would you have the heat? Why would you have a heat of the moment with someone while you're about to get married if you didn't have real feelings for them?
I'm not saying they didn't have feelings for each other, because at this time they were established as being lifelong friends.
Okay.
But in this heat of the moment, they recognize that they also have an attraction for each other. They might have love for each other, doesn't necessarily mean that they're in love with each other.
Okay.
And not a realization that they're in love with each other.
Okay. And then what was the next one? Was that when she got engaged?
She gets engaged at the house party, at the kickback.
Yeah, it was when he announced his new album, or
his new
to start the company.
Yeah.
I feel like I know realizations to me come in pieces.
Sure. Little incremental steps towards the realization.
Of these things led to the culmination.
They're all the lead up. They're all the rising action to
they have
the climax.
They have sex after, what was this? It was after she was engaged, right? When he left. When did they have sex? Was it when she left the?
When did they have sex in that movie? Because I know they had sex
after when he saw his wife with Richard Lawson.
Yes, that's right. His wife was cheating on him,
and they had sex.
Yeah.
Now, you said again, not a realization.
No,
just another heat of the moment.
Yeah, but they were friends who, you know, in a time of need and vulnerability, they confided in each other. But again, not a realization of love, just a realization that I have love for this person. I need somebody to comfort me. And also, we're both very attractive Black people. Let's mash our genitalia together in a pleasureful way.
So, all these steps and heats of moments,
sure,
leads up to the end when she's talking on the radio with Angie Martinez, and he's like, "Oh, I love you." And I think that the trajectory of this, even though those parts in the middle where they're sleeping with each other, kissing each other while they're in relationships, that is not good. But I think it was realistic.
Yeah. I mean, these things happen.
I think it was a realistic situation. Yeah. Well, realistic-ish. As realistic as
I think it happens. I mean, like you said, like you get into the heat of the moment with a lifelong friend. It happens. There's a reason why where they kiss and then the next day he gets married and she doesn't say like, I object or anything like that. Did you ever see The Graduate?
Yes, I did.
Do you remember the ending of The Graduate?
Yeah.
Where he
runs up and is like, what's your name? It's not Ramona. Oh, fudge. What is her name? He runs up at the thing. He's like, bang, 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 bang. And then they just go ride off on the bus.
Yeah.
Next to each other. You better be more fucking excited after you ruined my fucking wedding.
But then I love that ending because like they're on the bus and then they're happy, but then it stays with them for a really long time and the adrenaline wears off and it's like, oh shit. What did I do? Yeah. And she looks at him and he's just like off staring in the distance and she's like, oh, I may have chose badly.
Yeah, because what the fuck are you doing, sir? You better be.
Our life together might not be off to a good start.
Could you imagine? That would just piss me off so bad. you fucking rampage and interrupt my wedding, not to be out here gleefully like, this is going to be amazing. I don't care if it's going to be hard. You should be here.
Well, what is worse? If somebody ruins your wedding, they steal your significant other from you, and they go off and they live happily ever after as the best and happiest couple, or they ruin the wedding, they take your significant other from you at the altar, and then it turns out they are not good match for each other. Which is worse?
This is the best.
Which is worse for you?
The second option, obviously, because if you did some bullshit like that, I want you to have a miserable life.
That's why I like that show, Happy Endings, because that's the premise of the show.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Did you never see the first season?
I thought I did, but now I don't remember that part. I remember so many other things, but not that part.
Yeah. Happy Endings was such a good show. Damon Wayans Jr. is in it.
Mm-hmm.
And the rest.
He was the only one that mattered. Who cares about
no, the actor who plays the first actual non-stereotypical gay guy. I loved him. He was awesome. Because he was like a fucking bro and just a schlubby bro as a gay guy. He just so happened to be gay.
All right. So Happy Endings.
Adam Pally. That's who I'm thinking.
Oh, him. Yeah, because he was a New Girl. Not New Girl. He was in. Was he a New Girl?
No, he's not a New Girl.
He was in Mindy Project.
Yes.
Yes. He has a new special out too.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot he was in Iron Man.
Iron Man 3. Anyhow, so yeah, I personally think that it is worse if they go off in there.
I mean, it's worse if you're the person being left, but if I'm the person leaving.
No, I'm asking you about the position of the person being left. Which of those two scenarios is worse? I want
them to have a terrible life.
You want them to have a terrible life.
I want them to be fucking unhappy forever. You think I'm supposed to be gracious after you fucking left me at the altar and now I gotta tell my fucking auntie who's 80 years old the wedding's not happening? And where'd you go? And now everyone's confused. And I paid all this fucking money. And I got all this shit done. I'm in a fucking corset and shit. Haven't eaten all day. Fuck you.
And that is why Black people should not be on Love is Blind.
Because they always have those little poor aunties and grandmas waiting their whole life to see their baby get married.
Fucking parents who just straight up say, I'm not participating in this show because it's stupid and you're stupid and I raised a stupid child who thought that this was a good idea.
If I was a parent if someone was on Love is Blind, I'll be like, y'all get married. If in a year this still is good, we will go I will pay for the wedding. But I'm not about to come out there and have my friends and my colleagues looking at me on camera with the face when that person says no. Okay, and if you say no, I'm gonna be even more pissed because you brought me here for no good reason. For what? That's always the worst part. We're watching Love is Blind now. First of all, it's
terrible.
1.5 black people.
Not good.
Well, no, there's the black girl, the Afro Latina, and then there's Brittany. There's Devontae, who I don't know if he thinks he's white. I don't know where he thinks this name came from, but he's talking about, I never dated a thing. When he's talking about women of color, he never dated a thing like that, which fuck you, Devontae, you fucking puffer fish looking self. And then Vic, and I don't remember his girl, what the white girl's name was, but Vic and the white girl, all the Kevon and the two black girls never worked out because thank God.
Because of course they weren't gonna work out.
Because he was a fucking doofus. And kept telling you, oh my God, you're so great, you're so amazing. I don't know what I can do. And they both left him. Good for them. You should have, you fucking dummies. And sorry, spoiler alert if you haven't watched Love is Blind. But at this point,
warning.
You should know. Because it's fucking bullshit. And I just can't wait for the next part because this is when we start getting the drama. The first half is always like,
it's very stupid.
It's much of,
It's-
oh my God, I love you. You're my best friend. Oh my God, I can't believe that God sent me to you in your life.
I recommend everybody check out this YouTube channel, Patrick CC. He has a great breakdown of he does basically mini documentaries every single week. He chooses a subject and he does like a whole documentary on him on whatever that subject is. Sometimes it's about Kurt Angle or Vince McMahon, and sometimes it's about streamers who have ruined their lives. And he has one on the deceptive and disturbing practices of reality TV shows, and how there is the treatment of reality people is horrible when it comes to like actually the production of it all.
Well, I remember the season, maybe it might be 3 or, oh God, I don't even know. We were on 10 seasons now. Maybe it was season 5.
Yeah.
But I remember this guy, he had he made a lawsuit.
Yeah.
Because he basically was saying how it's ruined his life.
Yeah.
That he is like the editing was so bad.
Yeah, they do have a lot of tricks to like take things out of context and like take certain scenes and certain reactions and switch them around and make it seem like this was a reaction to this when it occurred in a different context earlier or something like that. Like, there's a lot of deceptive practices that reality shows do.
And they also said that like they don't get a lot of like, so in this season I've been noticing there's a lot of zoom ins of them like cooking and having food, because one of the things previous contestants have said was that there's not a lot of food in the house.
Yeah, all they do is drink out of those gold ash chalices.
So that and then you're there for like 2 weeks. And so
that's also one of the reality that's also one of the tricks behind reality television filming, is that you're being recorded on film
this guy all right
for like the majority of the day, and there's a lot of downtime, and during that downtime the producers will just say like, hey, why not have a drink in order to, because otherwise you're just bored.
This
for
is
a lot of time.
Nick Thompson and Danielle Rule, they got married in season 2. And he came out and he put like a whole like he had a little docuseries about it, about how like just a lack of all kind of standard behavior you would think for like, oh, you want people to find love, that you should be treating them right, etc., etc. But he gave out a lot of those little things, and I mean, we have to be real that reality shows are in no way a place for anything to happen. I always believe that like with a reality show, the first and second season might be okay. Anything after that is going to be a bunch of bullshit. Because first season, I feel like a lot of those people, either there was only one, Lauren and Cameron, who like got like stardom from it, right? Everybody else, we never really hear about them. Second season, same. But then after that, it starts becoming like copy paste, or like this is what we should talk about, and this is the type of person I should be. Because even in this season, where I forgot her name, but she's with the guy Connor, and she's just like, I just need to have like these closure conversations with these people, because why wouldn't we have them? And it's like, why do I need to have a conversation with someone that I dated for maybe a week and a half, maybe even a week, before I decided I didn't want to be with them and I would want to marry somebody else? Like,
ridiculous sentence. That is such a ridiculous sentence.
It's like
I need to have a closure statement with somebody who I dated for a week or two so that I can go and marry this other person.
It's just crazy.
Ridiculous.
Those are the parts where you're like, damn, is this love? They always say
First off, no, it's not.
It's always saying
the answer is no. The answer is Love is not fucking blind, okay? Like, let me answer the question. Is Love blind? Nick Lachey and Jessica Chastain, whatever the fuck her name is, or whatever his wife's name. No. Love is not blind.
Not Jessica Chastain.
You had one good couple who made it out of all this shit, and they have their fucking baby.
Yeah, they did. Congratulations to you, Lauren.
Good on them. And that is it. You have 10 seasons of failures left and right. I don't give a fuck if the BBW is with the gay man, like from 2 seasons ago, and they're still going strong. Oops, I think they might have actually got divorced or some shit. It doesn't matter. Love is not blind. Enough. All this show is a fucking reality television show used to line your pockets and platform yourself for your latest bullshit.
And string along a lot of folks who are actually looking for love.
No, they are okay.
Do you not think any of them are?
I feel no sympathy for anybody who wants to be on Love is Blind.
Okay.
You know why?
Why?
This is not a reality show for money. This is not a reality show.
I think we get paid like $1,000 or something an episode. It's not a lot, but it's a certain amount. That's why a lot of them won't break it off. Because after a certain point, like if you get married, that's why you see after the year, they'll start breaking up because you sign a contract to stay married for that year. If you break up before, then you have to pay all these fees.
And look at that.
Yeah.
What a fucking catch. I gotta be married to this dude that I met while talking through a wall while I'm scratching my ass on a couch, playing basketball,
drinking White Claw,
looking at this fucking weird ass Windows 95 screen of oscillating lights.
They're playing to the nostalgia.
It's not good. And psychologically, what they do on these reality
They
shows,
fuck you up.
No, they don't just fuck you up. They look for fucked up people.
Yeah, for sure.
They spend months doing like all this casting, and and one of the tricks is they have to. I have to pull up that documentary, but I think they have to look for psychologically those who fit the dark triad.
Ah, the dark triad.
Yes.
That's a part of the dark psychology of you.
Yeah.
Which I fucking hate anyway, that dark
because
psychology
every person who is ever on a reality show nowadays has to be compelling enough for them to write a story around.
Yeah.
They don't want just fucking Mo Schmo, Beat Boop Bork Jessica from Des Moines. No, they want the fucking, they do rigorous fucking psychological background checks and criminal background checks and all
not
these
so
fucking,
many criminal,
not all the criminal background checks.
Now the last few seasons, there's people who've been on bullshit. And this most recent season, there's a man on here that got some allegations, and he has allegations both from several women, and now he is suing those women for announcing their allegations. So I feel like the first few seasons, maybe the first 5 seasons, we didn't really have a lot of things coming out afterwards. Maybe somebody would say, oh, we were still dating or whatever like that. But recent seasons, it feels like there's always, oh, he got 2 kids. He was married. He's fucking Thanos. It's just like, there's so much shit. Y'all are not really paying attention. You're getting people that you think are going to be like really cool to be on the thing. But it shouldn't matter.
They're not doing it accidentally.
I told you the other day
on purpose
when we were watching this.
You're telling me that they couldn't do some background checks?
I think that they do, and they don't.
As many of your single friends who have like gone on dates, and y'all do fucking background checks on the guys that they go out. Oh, and let me look up his social. Let me look up his social media. Let me look up his Instagram. Let me look up his Twitter account. Let me look up his LinkedIn profile. doesn't really have a good credit score. Like you're telling me that the average woman's bestie does more of a background check than this reality shows? No, it's on purpose.
I can promise you, the guy that I'm not gonna say his name because it's still a legend, but the man who has these allegations, if somebody would have just looked him up, all they had to do is call a few people and be like, "Hey, have you heard of this person?" And they said, "Yeah, I dated him." Da 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 da. You would have found it out because it's not. Even if you may not be able to find someone's a criminal necessarily, you can find out their general vibe.
Yeah. And what I'm telling you is they probably did that and they did not care.
But like I told you the other day,
he probably passed a psyche eval and thought, hey, this will bring more eyes onto the product.
I bet you it has.
This will raise more engagement because guess what? We're talking about it.
And
they're talking about it on social media.
I feel like
all press is good press when it comes to the world of reality television.
And while we've watched it, I have not seen him show up in any of the little clips at all. Like he hasn't been around, so I feel like they edited him out. But they're not going to stop this from coming out. They're going to like, to me, it's like, oh yeah, this happened, and we did our due diligence by cutting him out. No, you kept him in there. Even though you knew he may have had some XYZ going on, because you knew people were going to watch to see who he was talking to and if he got matched with anyone so that they could have their own personal uproar and make a whole nother extra bad PR. But I think I told you the other day, like I feel like at some point, one of these people on the fucking Love is Blind is going to be a fucking serial killer. I felt that from the very beginning.
Oh, well, the funny thing is there's actually a high rate of unaliving reality stars.
Oh yeah, there are.
It's a shockingly high rate of unalived reality stars.
So a few months ago I was reading an article about like a bunch of Love Island.
Yeah.
There's like at least two, maybe not a bunch, but at least two folks who are on Love Island, the UK version, unalived themselves. And I think that if you think about across the reality show spectrum, a lot of these people, they are coming there as a last resort.
As of 2020, at least 28 to 38 former reality TV stars worldwide have died by unaliving themselves as a statistic that highly. Yeah. So.
Because I think that's when if you have to think about like who would go on a reality TV show,
sociopaths,
people who have
desperate people.
Well, yeah, because if it's money, you're desperate for that money.
Yes.
People who are interested in fame.
Yeah, fame whores.
Okay, well, you don't gotta say them negatively like that.
Sorry, fame
mongers.
Fame mongers?
Yeah, fame monger.
Is that the appropriate positive word?
I don't know, but I feel like someone who yearns for fame, I don't think we have to call them a fame whore. I feel like a fame whore is like, okay, we were watching that documentary earlier about the influencers who have gotten their 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, the Flossie guy when he was young, right? Him doing the floss everywhere. I would not call that fame whoring because he's pressured by his family to do that. Maybe he was a fame monger. Now the Island Boys, fame whores, because they're gonna literally do anything and everything to try to get fame again.
Fame monger is kind of funny. I will say that.
I feel like it's just kind of a difference. Like it's like I feel like there's like, okay, do you think that you would ever go on a reality TV show?
No.
At all?
No.
No type of reality TV show?
No. Like if we're talking about like a talk show, that's not the same as like a reality show. Because that's just like a sit down interview, puff piece, exchanging, having a conversation, promoting a product, promoting a business. That's one thing. I would never go on a reality show, not for money, not for fame, not for exposure, not for Shark Tank business bullshit. Like and that's a whole we can have a whole nother episode about how I think it is insane that we have created a reality show where the key idea is pitching a business proposal to already rich and wealthy people who will then either reject it outright or say, I will help you, but I want money or a stake in your company. I want this to financially benefit me in exchange for my help.
We'll write that down for an episode idea.
Yeah.
I would say for me, I think that I'm 50-50. Because when we were growing up, like the reality TV show that I loved was Real World.
Mhm.
Right? And I knew that I was like, oh, once I'm 18, whatever the age was, I would be on Real World. But at the time, it was such, for a good time, I would say, compared to now, Real World had like people who were different. They were interesting. It was like we're bringing these various characters together and we're going to see how they mesh, right? And it wasn't until I will say the mid 2000s, like right when we were getting into college, where it started falling off into one, everybody we pick is to be a pretty person, right?
Everybody by that time, because Real World started in the 90s for us, and it was basically like the first reality show.
Yeah, it was the first. Yeah, well, not first, but the most mainstream.
Yeah, it was the first prominent reality show, and it was this group of eclectic individuals. They were nobodies, just clumped together in an apartment, and you sat there and watched them have the like real people. But now, because reality television has become flanderized, has become a Xerox of a Xerox of a Xerox of a Xerox copy of itself, and literally follows like this copy and paste per season. Like, this guy is gonna be the asshole, this guy is gonna be the flirt, this woman is gonna be the the crazy
and
person.
I will say
this one, and like these archetypes that each and every season has to fill out. This one will be the underdog.
I would say
like the lovable ditz, like that kind of thing.
Initially, I do think they did generally they had like two black people, a black man and a black woman, at least. Black woman, black man.
Oh,
black
and
woman.
the diversity, yeah.
You would have like probably a Hispanic person or an Asian person or another non-black person of color. You'd have one queer person. And then you would have like the rest would be white. Or you would have like, even because at the end of the day, the queer person could be white, then you would have everybody else, and there'd usually be like 7 people. And I feel like it went from, okay, we're gonna grab different people from different backgrounds, to, okay, technically we're doing that, but they're all really pretty. And that's in the later 2000s, when everything was super sexualized. Because even we've talked about this before, how Star Trek Enterprise became so sexualized in the 2000s because of that. Was like the way that media was going, and it always pisses me off because there's no way that a Vulcan is going to be wearing like a fucking spaghetti strap tank tops with their boobs out, because that wouldn't be practical, so that happened kind of everywhere, and then it just didn't stop.
I love that you love this, but you also love Starfleet.
Yeah.
The fucking,
because Starfleet is different
hologram that makes no sense.
But I think,
but because she's black, she's cool.
Yeah, of course, we're rooting for everybody black. But like, I think
she's
that
a hologram.
In my
why she at the gym?
Why
is she in the bathroom taking a shower with them? She's a hologram.
What it means to be human.
She's a hologram. And if anything, that feels racist.
Well, who knows? We could go deeper on that actually another day.
That's neither here nor there.
But I don't know. Love is Blind. I feel like it's going down dark levels, and it doesn't really. It also, as much as it's trying to show, like, oh, you can have these deep relationships with people just through your emotions and not seeing them, which I think is 100% is true. If you were a kid growing up with AIM and Yahoo Messenger and all that stuff, like you would be talking to people and you'd be really connected with them from like a message board or whatever, and you might become what do you feel like is really cool friends.
Yeah, or you could spend several months on AIM chatting up who you think is Cassie Steele from Spy Kids, and it turns out to be a grown
Cassie
man
Steele is
named
from Degrassi.
Tim.
You're talking about Alexis Bledel or Alexa Vega.
Alexa Vega. Yeah, sorry. I
No.
mixed up my my childhood crushes. Yeah.
But I mean, like, those are the things. Like, I remember meeting, I don't know, was it Black Planet? But there was this guy, and I can feel like I can kind of remember his username. It was like Mark 27 or something like that, or 757, because he was from Virginia.
Mhm.
And I remember, like, we started talking on this little we were on a message board, and then we started talking outside of the message board, and like we were building this really cool like flirtation and all this stuff. Like, he gave me his number, but like I was very afraid to use it
Mhm.
because it was like stranger danger giving a stranger your number online. We didn't have cell phones.
Yeah.
And I remember one day he called my aunt's house, and I was so fucking nervous. And we were talking, and I mean, like, who knows? He sounded like a teen boy, but it was one of those things where I knew that I could only get but so much invested in this like relationship, because regardless of whether we talked to each other online, I was never going to trust that you were like who you were. It was a bunch of stranger danger. I was not going to trust. We could talk, it would be fun, but in the back of my mind, it was always, are you who you are? I don't know.
Meanwhile, I met up with one girl that I chatted up on Black Planet. Her name was Jewel.
Mm-hmm.
We were both in, this had to be middle school, because I think this was the summer that Justified came out. That was my favorite album.
Same.
I believe it was the same. I listened to 2 albums that summer because it was the summer that the blackout happened, and I was in Queens when that happened. That was a horrible fucking summer.
It was, yeah.
But I was listening to Justified by Justin Timberlake and the Bad Boy 2 soundtrack. And I was just back and forth with this girl named Jewel. She liked my page, and I liked her page, and we lived in Baltimore, so eventually we set up to meet, and she was tall, and she was disappointed that I wasn't.
Oh no.
I never said I was tall.
Oh.
I never said I was tall.
Well, did you never describe yourself? Like, y'all weren't describing yourself to each other?
I mean,
she didn't ask you how tall you were? I mean, that would have been...
Wait, I told her I was 5'7", but she never told me how tall she was.
Oh. Maybe she was scared that you were going to be disappointed if she was tall.
No, I love tall women.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, it happens. But yeah. We saw Red Eye, and that movie was
Red Eye?
terrible. That's a terrible fucking movie.
That was bad. Who was in that? Was that
Cillian Murphy?
No. Was it?
Who is in Red Eye? Listeners, I know you're yelling at the top of your lungs.
Red Eye was the one with no, I think that was Cillian Murphy. That was with what's her name, and they're in the movie, and that was Cillian Murphy.
So
and Rachel McAdams.
Yeah, Rachel McAdams.
Yeah.
And who?
Brian Cox.
Brian Cox.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. But yeah, that movie was terrible. It was so bad. Oh, 2005? Yeah, that was a good year. When I was... Wait, no. This is Rachel McAdam, Salem Murphy, Brian Cox. Yeah, okay.
But so you met up, and then what happened?
Oh man, and then we went our separate ways, and then she unfriended me on Black Planet.
Oh, my first boyfriend, I met him on Black Planet. Well, my first like real boyfriend. We were together for like a year.
Oh, that's cute.
And we met on Black Planet, but it was like, I mean, Black Planet, it was like, of course, regular social media profile, and then this kind of like flirting that would happen on the little forums.
Yeah.
And he and I were chatting, and it was like, even with him, like, I feel like the reason he ended up, I mean, I knew he liked me from the beginning, but probably the reason why we ended up together was because he was like, understanding of like, and patient that I wasn't gonna just meet up with him.
Sure.
Because I was like, do you, like, in my head, I'm like, my mother is gonna kill me if I meet up with someone. I don't even think I told her. I didn't tell her we met on Black Planet. I think I told her we met at the mall or something when I was in the city.
That makes sense.
It was very much like, I'm not going to tell you that. But I was like, stranger danger was really implanted in our heads. And folks, y'all should still have that so you wouldn't keep getting fucking catfished. Okay? There's really no reason for it anymore, especially because we have cell phones.
Yes. There's no reason why anybody should be catfished.
Call them on the phone. They don't
Said
call
the man who just got catfished for work.
Well, like, they find new ways.
What a fun
They're gonna find
day of back and forth emails that was for me.
They're gonna find new ways to go each and every time.
Yeah. And that has been our pop culture segment, which I did not put up a banner for. So there it is. But goodbye. All right. So with that, I think it is time for us to vent, even though I've been yelling for maybe 20 minutes now.
Probably.
I've raised my voice and blood pressure a significant amount. But it's time for the things that made us big mad and annoyed. Right here.
Bring it. What? We griping. We're not griping anywhere else. We griping. This takes place for us to share. We griping. We ain't griping anywhere else. We griping.
What's making you big mad?
You go first.
Okay, I asked you first, but
I had to think about it, so I want you to go first.
all right. So, as I alluded to earlier, I am still looking for work opportunities at this time. And this is what I will say. To the individual who I went back and forth with the other day, who posted, first off, all right, you got me. I will admit that. You got me. This is what happened. Every day, I send out the obligatory slew of applications, right?
Mm-hmm.
And every day, I get back the slew of, we've reviewed your resume, unfortunately, blah, 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 right?
Yeah.
While we appreciate your efforts and blah, 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 right? This motherfucker hits me up and says that they liked my resume. They were impressed with my resume. They want to set up an interview, right?
Mm-hmm.
So here, and I should have showed this to you the other night because we were up. I think it was a Monday.
Yeah.
Right? It might have been a Monday when this happened. My first sign that something was off, and I'm going to pull up the email as soon as I can find it. My first instinct that something was off was that they didn't it. My first instance that something was off is that they said, dear, my first part of my email.
Yeah.
Not my first name, not Mr. Licorish or what have you.
Yeah.
They did the first part of my email. But it was late. I had been drinking. They said, thank you for your interest in the blank position at blank company. We were impressed with your experience and are excited to invite you to an interview. Okay, sure. They say they're scheduling the interview for this particular date, and we'd like to propose the time be between 8 and 5. Please reply to this email with your preferred time within that time range. I reply that night what my time range is, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was Monday. I didn't hear anything on Tuesday or Wednesday. I thought, you know what? Maybe that's just for the birds, right?
Yeah.
I get up Thursday and they say, you ready for this?
Yeah.
Here we go. Fucking Thursday email. Despite our scheduled time today, I would like to inform you that I will be available all day for the interview / assessment test. This position is for immediate hire. Thank you again for your interest in the position at company. My name is blank, because I don't know if this is a real person or if this is a spam person or what have you. So I don't want to just give a name out.
Mm-hmm.
And I have been an HR specialist with company for the past 10 years. I appreciate your reply and the information you provided. As part of the remote hiring process, you'll receive a questionnaire that will serve as your screen testing / interview question. Please follow the link below to access the screen test interview question. They get the link, and they also, here's why I thought this shit was real, right? They give a bunch of notes.
Mm.
There are no right answers. The questions are designed to evaluate your skills and understand how you approach tasks relevant to the position. You're required to complete the questionnaire independently and return your response within 3 hours in bold of opening the file.
Okay.
Questionnaire ensures a structured, consistent, and efficient evaluation process for all candidates. You must submit your response in PDF form or any other convenient format. All answers must be completed by you alone. The use of artificial intelligence is not permitted. The file attachment is timed, and any use of AI will be detected. When you give all those prerequisites, I'm up here thinking, oh, okay, this is probably like a legit thing where like they run your answers through like some sort of software filter, because they did that at my old job, right? Yeah. So I buckle down, open this stupid fucking file, and there are like 20 in-depth questions, right? Some of the questions are easy, like, are you currently employed, right? Simple enough. Can you tell us some basic information about yourself and why you're interested in this position, right? But then it gets detailed. There are 18 questions in total. Some of these questions include, have you ever worked with a client who wasn't happy with your work? Okay. How do you evaluate whether a new technology should be implemented in this position? Will you be able to, looking at it now, I'm like, probably a red flag. Will you be able to devote 40 to 60 hours of your time weekly to the company? How long would you expect to work for us if hired? And then they have a scenario. Imagine your management line has an unexplained 15 drop in the, like, they give a scenario, right? Yeah. So I spent the entirety of the 18 hours racking my brain, trying to, I'm a communications major, racking my brain, trying to come up with the best answers for each of these questions, like giving them enough of like my personal flair, my understanding of the position, my experience, what I would do in those scenarios, and just giving the best of myself as far as like answers to these questions, right? I reply back to them with my detailed answers. Then, right, if I could find the time, I replied back to them at 5:34, right? PM. 5:34 p.m. I get a response back to that. I get a response back from them at 5:34 p.m.
So right as you sent it.
Right as I sent it. Thank you again for your interest in joining the company. We're currently recruiting for the position. We are excited to move forward with your application. As part of the next step in the hiring process, we would like to schedule you and it's basically like just telling me that they want to schedule me an interview for this day, for the day that I'm doing this, right? And to let us know what your availability is, please give us your legal name, phone number, city, state, location. Okay, right? I replied back to them immediately like, hey, I've already answered your questionnaire and stuff. Like, whatever. They hit me up at 6:16 p.m. Thank you for completing the first stage of our hiring process. We have received your questionnaire response and sincerely appreciate the time and effort you dedicated to them. Our team is currently reviewing all submissions and will provide you with an update by the end of the business day. In the meantime, we are pleased to invite you to proceed to the second and final stage of the interview process before final hiring decisions is made. Please use the link below to access and stuff. They give the position details and they give a link. And this is when I'm like, this is off.
Yeah. I mean, honestly,
you've spent from 5:34 to 6:16.
It's too quick.
That's too quick. I spent 3 hours writing this fucking thing. And you're telling me that this is... Oh, we don't have enough time for this. Long story short, it's a fucking scam. I emailed them that, like, my response or whatever. And then they emailed me back like, hey, you got the job. I'm like, okay, but I want to set up an interview. And they're like, hey, you got the job. I'm like, yeah, but let's set up a video chat interview. And they're like, hey, you got the job. I'm like, eat my dick. So fuck off. I'm done with you. Fuck you to that company. Fuck you to that scammer. And fuck you to them for wasting my goddamn Thursday.
All right.
What's making you mad?
I think what's making me mad is what probably always was bad. The lack of real engagement and help and assistance from parents for their children in schools, because it's like things happen all the time. There's so many rules and regulations of like how often you have to be like contacting parents. You can't just fail the kids. They have to have all these things going on. Like you have to reach out 10 times and be a fucking unicorn or whatever bullshit. And it's like you contact these parents, you're calling them, you're emailing them, you're sending them these updates. And their kids are still coming to school and being fucking assholes. And there's nothing that you could do because anything that may have worked when we were younger is now considered corporal punishment, which is crazy. Yeah. Not to say that some things didn't need to work and overhaul, yes. But at a certain point, it's like the kids are not getting consequences at home. They're not getting consequences in school. So what is their motivation to do and be better? Right. Because like some kids are really self-motivated and like don't like getting in trouble. And then there are some kids who just literally don't care. They don't care because their parents don't care. And if you call their parents, like I've had a kid come and be like, you know, something happened to them outside of school and it was like on like around school grounds. So parents were called or whatever. And when we asked him like, you know, do you think your mom's gonna come down for this? And he was like, nah, she don't care. And that is the problem, that you parents do not care. And it doesn't matter how wealthy you are or if you are in need of any assistance, your race, your ethnicity, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It seems like there's just a epidemic of lackadaisicalness.
Yeah.
With these parents, and it brushes off onto your kids, and then we're there to deal with them.
All right.
So
let that be a message to parents.
You've got to do better, Senator.
yes, you do. All right.
All right, so we will briefly talk about the things that made us happy. If I could find the thing. All right, what's making you happy? You go first this time.
All right. So on Friday we had our it was Valentine's Day, the day before Valentine's Day.
Mhm.
We had a Valentine's Day dance, and what made me happy is seeing like some of the students who are usually very like bottled up,
Mhm.
like dancing and being so free and just themselves. That made me really happy.
Okay.
Because I feel like I always want these kids to be able to be who they are and not worry about like outside opinions. So yeah, that definitely made me very happy.
All right. And I would say what made me happy was spending time with you. It was I had a lot of fun when we went out, and yeah, I won't say the name of the place, but I had a good time.
Yes.
Yes.
Spending Valentine's Day with you is always makes me happy.
Yes.
And just we had several events this weekend, and both of them made me happy. Being able to enjoy them with you and getting people to meet you and put a face to the name, and just in general being able to celebrate with the people that I care about in the various ups and downs and joys and things. I think that always is what makes life so much fun. So that was great.
All right. So if that's everything, then that's everything. Thank y'all for listening to the podcast. Thank you for watching the podcast. We'll be back next week with more of this. And until then, take it easy, keep it sleazy. Bye. Thanks for listening to the show. If you'd like to contact the podcast, you can reach us via email at blackandsnerdypodcast@gmail.com. You can also find us on Instagram and TikTok at Black and Snerdy Podcast, as well as on Twitter at Black and Snerdy. You can find me, Maurice, on all social media under the handle Licorish is Legit. That's LICORISH is legit.
And you can find me on Instagram. It's ThatsOD, and on Twitter, THATSOD_E. And don't forget to like, rate, and subscribe to us. Tune in next time to the Black and Snerdy Podcast, where nerds of a feather rock together.
Remember?
Bye.
What?
Not yet.
No, this is keeping it. We're keeping this in. Don't forget to take your meds and your subs and drink water. Bye.
Bye.
I actually want to keep that.